I discovered that I'm HIV positive during antenatal. Hi friends, Assalamu alaikum. How are you today? If you're new here, hi. My name is Sarah Shibiri, and on Mondays or any other day, but mostly on Mondays, I sit down and talk about real life story time and share tips on how to make money online on TikTok. So my dear friends, before we go into today's story, we have a sponsor, which is Ratik, also known as Ratiko. So here's the opportunity for you. You're looking forward to getting social media accessories? Come to Ratik, located at New Pioneer Mall Building, shop number EP73, and get the best. You're looking forward to getting social media accessories, ring lights, microphones, like mine you see here. I got it from Ratik. Smart watches, smartphone, security cameras, oh my god, they got everything. Tripods, softbox lights, LED lights, power banks, headphones. Nowadays, people no longer, be there, you're working, you're somewhere and the battery dies and all of a sudden everything collapses. Go get yourself a power bank at Ratik. And just, to mention, microphones. I love my microphone. I was so tired of making videos and I've got background noises. I have little ones at home and I would record and they'll be screaming, "Mommy, what?" But ever since I got this microphone, there's no noise and you can tell. I'm sure you can tell. So if you want to find out if what I'm talking about is true, to witness, to get the quality of the accessories, please go to Ratik, located at New Pioneer Mall Building, shop EP number 73, and get the best. With that, my dear friends, let's get into today's story. Story time. I got married to my husband when I was 20 years old. We've lived together for all my time of life. We've had 6 beautiful boys. And I'm sharing my story to spread awareness. In my opinion, I think it's never right to get back to your ex. I lived with my husband. He was a great man, a great husband, and we had a shop, a small retail shop. And Alhamdulillah, we got to succeed. Over the years, we saved a good amount of money and we decided to buy a home. We bought a new home and we moved to a new place. Life started improving until my husband got a new job. He used to go to work and it didn't require me to pack for him lunch boxes. That's because next to the workplace there was a restaurant and I was like, oh my god, Alhamdulillah, this weight of packing lunch boxes, it's finally gone. I was like, yay. My husband used to eat lunch at his work, and over the years, I started noticing some changes in him. He would come home, no longer playful with the kids. He would engage less with the kids and with me as well, and I found it odd. I tried to find out what's happening. I snooped around his phone when he's asleep. I started searching his phone. I found these text messages and I was like, oh my god, there is so and so. My husband, who was a good Muslim, praying 5 times a day, performing the sunnahs, he started changing bit by bit. I seriously noticed that something is wrong with this man. And one day I just chose to go to his workplace to find out who is this woman who chats with my husband. According to the text, I found out that she serves him food. So I just wanted to know how she looks like. Is she better than me or I'm better than her? So I went to my husband's work and to my shock when I went to that restaurant. I found them holding themselves. She was serving him food as though it's her husband. And I seriously noticed something is wrong because this man was God fearing. He seemed like somebody did black magic on him. And I just had to increase my adkar. He was completely gone. I reached a point that I didn't even want him to touch me. So he stopped hiding it. The lady was a non-Muslim. She was these women that, they dress poorly, mini skirts, shorts. They don't even try to hide their clothes. She would, use those fingernails that are long. I just call them clothes. They're kind of like clothes. She had clothes in my view. I was shocked. We've lived together happily for all these years. We've had our beautiful 6 boys. They are now grown-ups. The dad was just gone. At one point, my husband stopped coming home completely. He disappeared for a period of 2 years. And after that period of 2 years, I was, just living, going with my life, getting to accept that now I'm a single mom. He is my ex-husband. He didn't give me the actual talaq, the actual divorce, but it seemed that way. I considered him my ex because he was a different person. He's not somebody I married. After a period of 2 years, he came on and he was like, yo, I need some food. He came on so demanding and commanding. He requested for food as though nothing happened. He never apologized. Instead, he sweet talked me. Even if you're angry at somebody you once loved, when they sweet talk you, there is a way you soften and you eventually forgive them. I forgave him, we made up, and life was good. Not exactly the way it used to be. It was somehow different this time around. I just chose to ignore it, whatever. He's back. My heart was happy. We made up. After a period of 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, I woke up to an empty space and I was like, okay, maybe he's gone somewhere to refresh, maybe to do something. I didn't think much of it. And one day passed, 2 days, 3 days. I came to a conclusion that he ditched me. I just chose to run to the safe to see the titles. The titles were gone. Land titles. I'm talking about ownership of my home, the business I had. I had this small business that was helping me to feed my sons and all that, take care of us. Everything, the titles were gone. I just couldn't believe my eyes. And after a period of 3 days, strangers came. And they were like, excuse me, you need to evacuate. This is our place now. They basically gave us like 1 day to pack out. Oh my God. I could not believe my ears. I cried my heart out. And at the same time, I found out that I'm pregnant. I was like, subhanallah. What am I going to do? The man has abandoned me. I cannot go back home. I have 6 kids that are grown-ups. I was like, oh my God. The only person that came to my mind was my father-in-law. So I just chose to go to my father-in-law and tell him each and everything that happened. Once I sat my father-in-law and told him each and everything that happened, my father-in-law gave me a warm welcome. Alhamdulillah, my mother-in-law is deceased now, but I thank God I had my father-in-law that welcomed me. He gave me a piece of land where they built me a home. So I got to have a new home, but it was seriously a different environment. The new environment was just over too much for me. Despite the fact that I just found out that I'm pregnant, everything became worse. I was like, how am I going to manage this? And now I could not wrap my head about a thought of being single again and I'm pregnant. So my father-in-law welcomed me, granted us a place to stay, and I started adopting slowly with my kids. That gave me a big challenge because I was almost the only Muslim because I tried my best to locate them. I couldn't. I could find like one or two. I won that popular name called Tabriq. So they used to call me them Tabriq. You know, Islam has sects, the Sunni, Shia, and the Tabriq, etc. They called me the Tabriq because I was a well-known Muslim. I would cover myself, good-looking, all that. I started doing my antenatal because I couldn't abort. Islam doesn't allow abortion. I decided to keep my baby. But when I reached the hospital, the doctors were like, you need to go to this room. There were women that were taken in a different room. So I was among those women and I was like, oh my God, something went wrong. Why am I being taken in this room? I didn't know actually why I'm being taken this side. So I just went on with it. And to my horror, the doctor announced the news that I'm HIV positive. I gave this man a second chance and he gave me HIV. I discovered that I'm HIV positive during antenatal. I cried, I fainted, it was too much for me. My life turned around, forgiving my ex. This man I thought I loved, the man I chose in 1,000 of men, the man betrayed me. And when I forgave him, he gave me HIV AIDS. That was the last blow I had. I cried my heart out. But I thank God that this hospital had the nurses and doctors that would help you emotionally. They tried to guide and counsel me so that I can agree, go on with my life. I had had enough. It's always poor to think about suicide, but I felt like, oh my God, what next should I do in my life? I can't live like this. But eventually, Alhamdulillah, Allah guided me. I didn't choose to do any of that, abort or commit suicide. I chose to be strong for my babies. And I was like, I cannot go back. I have to go forward. So I agreed. I gave birth to my baby. I started my medication. Life became better. And when I tell you that I became well, started my work again and supported my kids, and when you look at me, you cannot believe that I'm actually HIV positive. So, my dear friends, brothers and sisters, I'm sharing this story. My main purpose is do not get back to your ex unless you do tests. I'm not saying that forgiving your ex is bad, but you should do a oh my God, DNA? No. You should do an HIV test. You need to check yourself before you get back to this person. So I got my life together. I lived happily. I look good, and I just want to share. After a period of time, they had the worst of life. I heard him suffering, regretting with HIV, and I could not get back to him seriously. So I raised my kids. Right now I'm talking about this because I'm grown up now. Yeah, I'm in my 50s, and I'm just sharing this now for the young generation to think twice before forgiving your ex. Always think twice. When that happened to me, I chose to stay single. I chose to give up on this worldly life. I focused on my work, health, and taking care of my kids because I am their mom and their dad. So I hope you get to learn from this story. And be careful out there. Make good choices. My advice to you is if you find a guy, okay, let's say you want to start dating, and you meet this guy, make istikhara. Perform istikhara dua. Allah will show you slowly by slowly faults of that person. If he's good for you, he'll come for you. You get married and each and everything, but always perform Salatul Istikhara when you meet any partner, friend, etc. whoever. One big mistake I made of forgiving my ex caused me HIV AIDS. I didn't even think about, this thing at that time. So, my dear friends, I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Bye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.